Today we want to talk about why we have to study the national income. So I wrote, national income is the measurement of a country's output, expenditure, and income. So we call it national income because it measures our output, that's our GDP. It measures the amount of spendings we do in terms of investment spending, in terms of consumption spending. And it also measures the amount of money we receive in terms of income. That is national income. Then, what are the ways in which we can measure national income, and why do we even measure the national income? One, it is used by academic economists to test hypotheses and build models of the economy. So, academic economists, like we students, like yesterday we were talking about the GDP per capita for Libya, right? So how are we able to get to that point? We're able to get to that point because we are studying economics. We are studying national income. Do you get it? So we are academic economists because we are studying the economy of a nation. So we measure the national income of a country because we want to know how the economy works. Do you get the point here? So now at least you have idea about how the Libyan economy works. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we are able to get this because we studied national income yesterday. So that's the first reason why we have to measure the national income of the country. The second one, it can be used by government and other economic agents to forecast changes in the economy. Government will not just come up with policies. Stop right in place. Government will not just come up with policies. Government comes up with policy based on the measurements they have done on national income. So they are able to forecast what is going to happen in the future. As a result, they are making steps to ensure that things are right or rightly done. So because we have the information, we have the figures for this year. If the figures are not palatable, if the figures are not what we are expecting, so we have to do better for next year. So how are we going to be able to do better for next year? We'll be able to do that if we have figures for this year. I think that is clear, right? The third one.
We have results, I just told them.
It's okay, no problems about that. We'll continue. Please just go and close the door. Hey, but don't go there.
No.
Okay. The third one. They are used to make comparison between countries over a period of time. Because we have the national income of this year, we were able to know, previous year, 2024, or 2023, this year is better than 2023. Why do we say that? Because we have the figures of last year, and we're having the figures of, could you please close the door? We are able to compare the figures of 2023 with figures of 2024. That's a good thing. But if we don't have the figures of 2023, we can't talk about 2024. So based on the fact that we have statistics, we have information about national income of last year, we are able to compare it with what is happening this year, if we are doing well or we're not doing well. That is the third point. And the last one, they are used to make judgment over economic welfare. When you talk about economic welfare, we're talking about the living standards of people. In the previous classes, I talked about the living standards of Libyans versus the living standards of Turkish. Those are the Turkish people and the Libyan people who lives better. So we can do this, we can know this through national income by measuring the GDP per capita or the income per capita. So these are the reasons why we measure national income. Then it takes us to the accuracy of national income statistics. These national income we're talking about, they are figures. So how accurate are these figures? Most of the time, they are not always accurate. Why? One, statistical inaccuracies. When we talk about statistical inaccuracies, it means we are collecting data from all walks of life. We are collecting data from everywhere. So this data that we collect, some people might have made mistakes from them. You are bringing your data, she's bringing her data, everybody is bringing data. We are putting those data together. So in the course of putting this, always close the door, please.
They're coming.
Still close the door, please. Thank you. So because we are putting all this data together, I might be making mistake. You might be making mistake. Anybody could make mistake. So mistakes are inevitable when it comes to data collation. So that might result into inaccuracy of our national income. You get the point here? Statistics are figures, data that we are collating. In the course of collating this data, we might make mistake. So making mistake will make our national income inaccurate. The next one, the hidden economy. When we talk about the hidden economy, Please close the door, thank you. So when we talk about the hidden economy, we're talking about the economy that is working against the government. It is hidden because it's working against the government. Why is the hidden economy created? It is created because taxation is involved. Taxes are burden to individuals, to government, or to businesses. So as a result, we try to find a way to evade it. It's taxation. Taxation means that we're going to pay certain amount of money from what we have made. So if you have to pay this amount of money, it might bring about we not having so much with us. So we find a way around it not to pay taxes. Not paying taxes might create an hidden economy. What is an hidden economy? An hidden economy is that economy that is against government policies, that is against government regulations. So they are doing things without government consent. Guess how it started? It started because we have to pay taxes. Taxes are a burden on our shoulder. We don't want to pay them because it takes away a lot of income from us. It reduces our profit as businesses. It reduces our income as individuals. So we don't want to pay them. We find a way around it to evade it. In the course of evading it, we might not let government know what we do. So that is what we call hidden economy. So look at what I wrote here. Tax imposition creates a burden on workers and businesses. As a result, they may try to evade taxes. They do this by transacting in a black, hidden, or informal economy. So we call it hidden economy, we call it informal economy, we call it black market or black economy, because government does not have information about what is happening within that economy. So we cannot record them. Transactions are happening, like money laundering. These are transactions, they happen. It takes away money or it brings in money to the economy. But this money that comes into the economy, these transactions that happen within the economy are not recorded. As a result, it doesn't give us an accurate figure, an accurate statistic about our national income. Things are happening, but they are not recorded. So our national income will not be accurate. That's the second reason. The third one, unproduced services. Some people produce goods and services at home, but they don't produce it to sell. They produce it for subsistence. It's about subsistence, which means we produce it for our own consumption. So what I produce at home for my own consumption doesn't need to be recorded by government, but it is production. Because I'm producing it, it means I might not be buying such outside, yes or no? So money is saved. So the money that is saved, how do governments record that? Get the point here. You are producing something. If you are not producing it, you have to buy it, yes or no? But you're not buying now because you are producing it. So you are able to save the money that you're supposed to use to buy. That means some money is hidden, some money is not recorded in the economy. As a result, we won't be able to have an accurate national income because we said national income is our output, our expenditure, and our income. So now we are spending, but what we spend on is what we cannot record for. But remember, those things that we are producing, that we are using for our own, that is about our own consumption, we bought raw materials to produce them. So the raw materials that was brought from the economy, from the market, would not be going back to the market because it's not sold in the market. So something is missing along the line. You bought raw materials. There's a figure for the raw materials. They have to be converted into finished goods. But the finished goods are being converted, but not into the market. So you have the figure for the raw materials, but you don't have the figure for the converted raw materials that has become a product. So your national income will not be accurate. The last one, the public sector. We know the public sector is about government parastatal, government enterprises, government premises, government companies. They do not buy or sell goods, rather they provide services. So because they provide services, some of the services we don't even pay for them. You might go to the government hospital without paying. You might go to the government school without paying school fees, yes or no? So these things, government is spending without getting anything in return. As a result, some things are missing within the economy. So these are the reasons why our national income statistics will not be accurate. They won't be accurate because there's hidden economy. They won't be accurate because there's public sector production. They won't be accurate because they are own produced products. And it won't be accurate because people are doing things without the consent of government. So this is all about national income. And for this, it's about ways in which we measure national income. We can measure it through, measure it based on the fact that we are students. We want to know how our economy works. That's one reason. The second one is about government. They use it to predict what happens in the future. The third one is about comparing countries from different countries, or comparing Libya to Turkey, comparing Turkey to Spain. How can we do this? We can't just do this by saying. We have to do it with figures. And the figures we use are what? The national income. And the last one is about the welfare, the economic welfare. And when we're talking about the economic welfare, we're talking about the living standards of people. So that's all about national income.